Lesson 1, Anglo-Saxon Influences.
Hey Anna, did you know that many of the common words we use for parts of the body, numbers, and animals are actually Anglo-Saxon in origin?
Oh, that's really interesting. I didn't realize that. Can you give me some examples?
Absolutely. Take the body parts, words like hand, foot, head, eye, ear, nose are all Anglo-Saxon.
Wow, you're right. Those are such fundamental words, but they have those Anglo-Saxon roots.
Exactly. And for numbers, the words 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, those are all Anglo-Saxon as well.
That's so fascinating. I always just thought those were generic English words, but they have a deeper history.
Definitely. And the same goes for a lot of our basic animal names: dog, cat, sheep, cow, horse, and so on.
Incredible. It really shows how influential the Anglo-Saxons were in shaping the English language we use today.
Absolutely. These Anglo-Saxon words are the building blocks of our everyday vocabulary.
That's a great point. They form the core of the language that we rely on daily.
Exactly. It's amazing how these ancient roots are still so prevalent, even centuries later.
It really is. It makes me appreciate the richness and evolution of the English language.
Definitely. It's cool to think about how these words have stood the test of time.
Absolutely. It's a fascinating glimpse into the origins of the words we use without even realizing it.
Couldn't agree more. Alright, I'm going to have to impress my friends with this new Anglo-Saxon knowledge.
Haha, yes. Drop those fun facts and linguistic tidbits. I'm sure they'll be just as intrigued as I am.
For sure. Thanks for chatting about this, Anna. It's been a really enlightening conversation.
My pleasure. I love diving into the history and evolution of language. It's endlessly fascinating.
Absolutely. Alright, I'm off to go explore more Anglo-Saxon influences. Catch you later.
Lesson 2, Revamping the Kitchen.
You know, I've been thinking of getting some new kitchen utensils. The ones I have are getting a bit worn out.
Same here. I've been meaning to refresh my kitchen tools and gadgets. Any particular items you have in mind?
Well, I use my spatula and tongs a lot, so I'd love to find some high quality, durable replacements.
Ooh, good call. Having sturdy, reliable cooking tools makes such a difference in the kitchen.
Definitely. And I've been wanting to get a nice set of knives too. The ones I have just don't seem to hold an edge anymore.
I hear you. Sharp, well-made knives are an absolute game changer when it comes to meal prep.
Absolutely. Maybe I'll splurge and get a full knife block, the kind with the different blade sizes.
That's a great idea. A comprehensive knife set would be so useful. And they can really elevate the look of your countertop too.
Exactly. I'm envisioning this sleek, modern knife block that'll pull the whole kitchen together.
Love it. And while we're at it, I've been thinking about getting a new set of pots and pans.
Ooh, good point. Updating the cookware could make a big difference. Any specific styles or materials you have in mind?
I'm leaning towards some nice stainless steel or ceramic coated pieces. They're so easy to clean and durable.
Excellent choices. And they'll look fantastic in the kitchen. This is getting me really excited to revamp things.
Me too. It's going to be so satisfying to have a fresh, coordinated set of high-quality kitchen tools.
Absolutely. I can already picture how much more efficient and stylish my cooking space will be.
Same here. Alright, let's start making a list and planning our kitchen upgrade. This is going to be great.
Sounds like a plan. I can't wait to get shopping and transform my culinary workspace. This is going to be awesome.
Definitely. Okay, let's get to it. I'm so ready to revamp our kitchens in style.
Awesome, let's do it.
Lesson 3: Captivating Characters.
Hey Anna, have you ever read Mark Twain's Life on the Mississippi? The characters in that book are so fascinating, just like the ones he's known for.
No, I haven't read that one, but I'm a big fan of Twain's writing. His characters always seem to jump off the page, don't they?
Definitely. The book is full of vivid, larger-than-life personalities, from the cunning river pilots to the eccentric townspeople.
Ooh, that sounds right up my alley. I love how Twain has this way of bringing even the most quirky, unconventional characters to life.
Exactly. He really has a talent for creating these memorable, multi-dimensional individuals that stick with you.
Absolutely. His characters always feel so authentic, even when they're a bit outrageous or unconventional.
Totally. And the way he weaves their stories together is just captivating. You get this whole tapestry of different lives and perspectives.
I can imagine. That's one of the things I admire most about Twain's writing, his ability to paint such a rich, textured world.
Definitely. And the characters in Life on the Mississippi are no exception. There are just so many fascinating personalities to discover.
I'm intrigued. I'll have to add that book to my reading list. Twain's character-driven narratives are always such a delight.
Agreed. His characters feel so real and relatable, even when they're larger than life. It's part of what makes his stories so compelling.
Absolutely. I love how he's able to create these complex, multifaceted individuals that really drive the narrative forward.
Exactly. His character development is top-notch. Alright, now I'm even more excited to dive into Life on the Mississippi myself.
Same here. This conversation has me itching to discover all the fascinating personalities Twain has woven into that story.
Wonderful. Alright, I'm off to the bookstore. Time to get lost in Twain's captivating cast of characters.
Enjoy. I can't wait to hear all about the colorful individuals you encounter. Happy reading!
Will do, thanks Anna. Alright, adventure awaits.
Lesson 4, Unique Hobbies.
You know, I was just reading about all these fascinating people who have really unusual hobbies.
Ooh, that sounds intriguing. What kind of unique hobbies were you learning about?
Well, there are some people who are avid collectors, like collecting rare coins, antique clocks, or vintage toys.
That's so interesting. I can imagine how rewarding it must be to track down those unique, one-of-a-kind items.
Definitely. And then there are folks who are really into more hands-on, creative hobbies like glass blowing, pottery making, or blacksmithing.
Wow, those sound like such impressive and intricate skills to develop. I admire anyone who has the patience and dedication for that.
Absolutely. And the end results are often just stunning, these beautifully crafted, one-of-a-kind pieces.
I can only imagine. It must be so satisfying to create something tangible with your own two hands.
You got that right. And there are even people who are really into more unusual physical activities like parkour, unicycling, or competitive yo-yoing.
Unicycling and competitive yo-yoing? That's wild. Those require some serious balance and coordination.
No kidding. The level of skill and athleticism in those hobbies is truly remarkable.
I agree. It just goes to show how diverse and imaginative people's interests can be.
Exactly. It's amazing the unique ways people find to express themselves and pursue their passions.
Definitely. I love learning about these kinds of unexpected hobbies. It really expands your perspective.
For sure. It makes me want to try something new and step outside my comfort zone a bit.
I hear you. Maybe we could even explore one of those unique hobbies together. It could be a fun adventure.
I'm so down for that. Alright, let's start brainstorming. What kind of unusual hobby shall we tackle?
How about glass blowing? That seems like it would be both challenging and incredibly rewarding.
Ooh, I like that idea. Alright, let's look into glass blowing classes in the area. This is going to be epic.
Definitely. I can already envision the beautiful, one-of-a-kind pieces we'll create. This is gonna be great.
Absolutely. Okay, time to embrace our inner artists and get our hands dirty with some molten glass.
Yes. I'm so excited. This is going to be such a unique and memorable experience. Let's do it.
Awesome, let's make it happen. Alright, glass blowing, here we come.
Lesson 5, Refreshing your wardrobe.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about organizing the clothes you decide to keep after that big closet clean out.
Yes, that's a great next step. I want to make sure everything has a designated spot so my wardrobe stays tidy.
Definitely. Start by dividing your clothes into categories like tops, bottoms, dresses, etc. That will help create some structure.
Good call. And within those categories, I should probably sort further by things like sleeve length, fabric type, or color palette.
Exactly. That way you can easily see what you have and find pieces that coordinate. It makes getting dressed so much simpler.
Absolutely. I'm also thinking of investing in some nice organizers, maybe some shelves, drawers, or even a hanging rod system.
Ooh, those are great ideas. Having the right storage solutions will keep everything neat, accessible, and visible.
Definitely. I want to be able to see all my options at a glance, rather than having things buried in the back of the closet.
Totally. Maybe we could even label the different sections, like blouses, cardigans, jeans. That adds an extra level of organization.
Love that idea. The labels will help me stay super tidy and efficient when putting away laundry or getting ready.
Exactly. And you could even color code things to make it even more visually appealing.
Ooh, good thinking. That would make it feel so fresh and intentional. I'm getting excited just thinking about it.
Me too. Alright, let's make a shopping list, shelves, dividers, maybe some nice hangers. Everything we need to revamp that closet.
Sounds good. This is going to be so satisfying, transforming my wardrobe into an organized oasis.
I agree. It's going to feel so good to have everything in its place. No more digging and searching for outfits.
Exactly. I can't wait to be able to get ready quickly and easily, with a polished, cohesive look every time.
Definitely. Alright, let's get to it. Time to turn this closet into a streamlined, fashion forward haven.
Yes, let's do it. I'm pumped to get organizing and really maximize the potential of my wardrobe.
Awesome, this is going to be great. Alright, onward to a tidy, chic closet.
Lesson 6: The Perks and Pitfalls of Fame.
Hey Anna, have you ever wondered what it would be like to be famous, like a movie star or a famous musician?
That's an interesting thought. I suppose there could be both perks and pitfalls to that kind of high-profile lifestyle.
Exactly. On one hand, it must be amazing to have so many adoring fans and always be in the spotlight.
That's true, but at the same time, I imagine it could get exhausting to never have any privacy or anonymity.
Good point. I bet it would be terrible to be recognized everywhere you went and never have a moment of peace.
Absolutely. And think of the pressure of always having to look perfect and be on for the cameras.
Oof, yeah, that would be really stressful. I guess a famous person's life isn't all glitz and glamour, huh?
Definitely not. There are probably a lot of downsides that the average person doesn't even consider.
Like imagine being a famous politician or world leader, you'd have to be so guarded and careful with every word and action.
Oh my gosh, yes. The intense scrutiny and public criticism must be incredibly draining.
No kidding. It's almost like you'd have to give up a big part of your privacy and personal freedom.
Exactly. And even someone like a famous royal, they're essentially trapped in the public eye, with every move analyzed.
Wow, you're right. A princess or prince probably feels more like a prisoner sometimes, despite all the perks.
Definitely. The lack of anonymity and constant attention would feel more like a burden than a privilege.
I agree. It makes me appreciate the simple joys of being a regular, everyday person who can just blend into the crowd.
Absolutely. Sometimes obscurity is a blessing, not a curse. The price of fame seems incredibly high.
No doubt. Alright, I think I'm content to just admire celebrities from afar. The downsides of that lifestyle are too much for me.
Haha, same here. I'll take my peaceful, low-profile existence any day over the trials of fame and fortune.
Amen to that. Alright, let's savor our blissful anonymity while we can.
Lesson 7: Entrepreneurial Dreams.
You know, I've always wanted to be my own boss and start my own business.
That's ambitious. What type of business have you been dreaming of launching?
Well, I've been toying with a few different ideas, but one that's really piqued my interest is opening a specialty coffee shop.
Ooh, a coffee shop, that sounds like it could be a really great business opportunity.
Definitely. I love the idea of creating a cozy, welcoming space where people can come to enjoy a high quality cup of coffee.
Absolutely. And you could really make it your own, with unique blends, artisanal pastries, and a cool, inviting atmosphere.
Exactly. I want it to be more than just a generic coffee chain, a true neighborhood hangout with character.
I love that vision. What kind of vibe were you thinking of going for? Rustic and homey, or more modern and sleek?
I'm envisioning a nice balance, maybe some exposed brick and reclaimed wood elements, but paired with clean, contemporary design.
Ooh, that sounds like it would create a really nice, sophisticated yet comfortable ambience.
Definitely. And I want to source all the coffee beans and baked goods locally, to really spotlight the community.
That's such a great idea. Customers will appreciate the focus on quality, fresh ingredients, and supporting local businesses.
Exactly. I think it will make the experience that much more meaningful and authentic.
I agree. And speaking of the experience, what kind of additional services or programming were you considering?
Well, I'd love to have a cozy reading nook, maybe host some open mic nights or poetry slams. Really make it a hub for the local art scene.
That's brilliant. Cultivating that kind of community vibe will be key to making your coffee shop stand out.
Definitely. I want it to be a place where people feel welcome to linger, connect, and be inspired.
I can totally envision it. This sounds like it's shaping up to be an absolutely fantastic small business venture.
Thank you, I'm so excited about it. Just need to finalize the business plan and start securing funding.
Well, I'm sure with your passion and vision, you'll be able to make it happen. I can't wait to visit your amazing new coffee shop.
I appreciate the encouragement, Anna. Alright, time to put this entrepreneurial dream into action.
Yes, go for it. Wishing you all the best with getting this coffee shop off the ground. It's going to be incredible.
Thanks so much. Alright, let's do this.
Lesson 8, Splitting Assets Equitably.
Hey Anna, I was actually thinking of a 50-50 split to ensure fairness in dividing our assets.
That sounds like a reasonable approach. Equal distribution seems like the most equitable way to go.
Definitely. I want to make sure everything is divided up as fairly and transparently as possible.
Absolutely. A 50-50 split takes the guesswork out of it and ensures neither of us feels shortchanged.
Exactly. And it's the simplest, most straightforward way to split our combined assets down the middle.
I agree. No need to get bogged down in complicated negotiations or uneven divisions.
Precisely. A clean, even split is the best way to maintain a spirit of cooperation and goodwill.
I couldn't agree more. It's the most equitable approach, regardless of the specifics of our individual holdings.
Definitely. That way, we each walk away with exactly half of our combined net worth and property.
Right, no one can claim the other got a bigger piece of the pie. A 50-50 split is the fairest solution.
Exactly. It eliminates any potential for disagreement or resentment down the line.
Totally. And it sets a clear precedent for how we handle the division of assets moving forward.
Precisely. Keeping things simple and evenly split is the best way to ensure a smooth, amicable separation.
I agree wholeheartedly. A 50-50 division of our combined assets is the most prudent and equitable path forward.
Wonderful, I'm glad we're on the same page about this. It's the best way to protect both of our interests.
Absolutely. Alright, let's start documenting the specifics so we can finalize this 50-50 asset split.
Sounds good. I appreciate you working with me to handle this in a fair and cooperative manner.
Of course, John. Open communication and a commitment to equity are key. Okay, let's get started.
Great, let's do it. This 50-50 plan is the way to go. I'm confident it will serve us both well.
Lesson 9, Groundbreaking Medical Advancements.
You know, just as important as pasteurization was a technique called immunization.
Ooh, tell me more. I'm always fascinated by medical advancements that have shaped modern healthcare.
Absolutely. Immunization refers to the process of making someone resistant or immune to a particular disease.
Ah, I see. So it's about proactively protecting people against harmful illnesses, rather than just treating them.
Exactly. The basic idea is to introduce a weakened or inactivated form of a pathogen into the body.
Interesting. And this triggers the immune system to build defenses against that specific disease, right?
Precisely. By exposing the body to a manageable version of a virus or bacteria, it develops antibodies to fight off future infections.
That's ingenious. It's like training the immune system to be ready for potential threats.
Absolutely. Immunization has been a true game changer in the history of public health and disease prevention.
I can imagine. What are some of the key vaccines or immunization breakthroughs that stand out?
Well, one of the most famous is the smallpox vaccine, developed by Edward Jenner in the late 18th century.
Ah, yes, the smallpox vaccine, that was a pivotal moment in eradicating that devastating disease, wasn't it?
Definitely. Jenner's discovery laid the groundwork for modern vaccination programs that have saved millions of lives.
That's incredible. And I know other major breakthroughs include things like the polio vaccine and the MMR vaccine, right?
Exactly. The polio vaccine, developed by Jonas Salk, was transformative in virtually eliminating that crippling disease.
Wow, the impact of these medical advancements is just staggering. Immunization has been such a crucial weapon against so many deadly illnesses.
No doubt. And the research and innovations continue today, with new vaccines being developed all the time.
That's so exciting. Immunization has truly been one of the most impactful public health achievements in history.
Absolutely. It's amazing to think how far we've come in our ability to proactively protect people from disease.
I agree. Immunization is such a profound example of how science and medicine can dramatically improve quality of life.
Definitely. Alright, I'm feeling inspired to go learn more about the incredible history and continued progress of vaccination.
Same here. This has been a fascinating conversation. I'm excited to dive deeper into the incredible advancements in immunization.
Wonderful. Alright, let's keep exploring these game changing breakthroughs in medical science.
Lesson 10: Automating our home.
Hey Anna, how many sensors and cameras do you think we'll need for our home automation project?
Good question. I'd say it really depends on the size of our home and the specific features we want to incorporate.
That's a fair point. I was thinking we'd want at least a few entry sensors, motion detectors, and maybe some smart security cameras.
Definitely. And don't forget things like temperature and humidity sensors to control the HVAC system.
Oh, right, good call. We'll need that kind of environmental monitoring to optimize energy efficiency.
Exactly. And maybe some smart lighting sensors to detect when rooms are occupied and adjust the lighting accordingly.
Excellent idea. That will help us avoid wasting energy while also creating a comfortable, convenient ambience.
Absolutely. The key is finding the right balance of sensors and cameras to give us full visibility and control over our home.
Totally agree. We want comprehensive monitoring and automation, but not so much that it feels intrusive, you know?
Definitely. It's about striking that sweet spot between functionality and maintaining our privacy.
Definitely. Maybe we start with the essentials: security, climate, and lighting, and then build out from there.
Sounds like a plan. We can always add more sensors and cameras as we identify new needs or opportunities.
Exactly. Incremental upgrades will allow us to really fine-tune the system over time.
Definitely. And I'm sure the technology will just keep getting better and more streamlined, too.
No doubt. Alright, let's start making a list of the core components we'll need to get this home automation project started.
Sounds good. I'm excited to transform our place into a truly smart, efficient, and secure home.
Me too. Okay, let's dive in and figure out the right sensor and camera setup for us.
Awesome, let's do it. This is going to be such a game changer for our daily lives.
I agree, it's going to be fantastic. Alright, home automation, here we come.
Lesson 11, Clearing the Air.
Hey Anna, it's getting a bit stuffy in here. Should we open a window or turn on the fan?
I agree the air feels a bit stale. Let's try turning on the ventilation system first and see if that helps.
Good call. Sitting in a stuffy room can be so uncomfortable, especially on a warm day like today.
Definitely. Having proper airflow and circulation is important for maintaining a comfortable, breathable environment.
Absolutely. I'd hate for us to get fatigued or stuffy-headed from poor ventilation.
Me too. Proper air circulation is key for keeping the space feeling fresh and invigorating.
Agreed. Let's hope the ventilation system kicks in and starts moving that stagnant air around.
Yes, fingers crossed. Air quality and temperature control are so crucial for productivity and well-being.
Couldn't agree more. Nothing worse than being stuck in a warm, muggy room. It can really zap your energy.
Exactly. Proper ventilation helps maintain the right balance of temperature, humidity, and oxygen levels.
Definitely. Alright, I'm going to double check the settings on the system and see if we can get some better airflow going.
Great idea. I'm sure a few adjustments will have this place feeling breezy and rejuvenating in no time.
I hope so. Ah, there we go, the fans just kicked on. Can you feel that? Much better already.
Ah, yes, I can feel the difference. The air is already starting to feel lighter and more refreshing.
Excellent. Crisis averted. The ventilation really does make all the difference in maintaining a comfortable, productive environment.
Absolutely. I'm glad we caught this early before it became an issue. Now we can focus without feeling stuffy or fatigued.